What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, we're going to do another Project PBE VOD review, getting some more prep in for PBE because it's not too far away that we are actually, going to be playing these comps, these lines, all this stuff on live. Before I get into it, a few kind of like housekeeping things. One is I was peeping through Yone Ionia's stream and I saw this really nice work in progress meta read. So let's just take a quick peek at this to see where Yone is at soon before the patch drops. Prio Noxus, Bilge, Ahri, Yasuo, Ishtal. So likes the Ionia openers a lot with Noxus and Bilge and Ishtal as well. These are the kind of more reasonable ones to play into. Obviously, I mean, Ishtal is Ishtal. Multiple upgrades in a win streak is fine. So play good TFT. If win streak, angle Fast 9, Mel Silas, Rise Volley, Annie Silas, or Kindred 9. So you see a lot of that Silas in there, like we talked about, some Rise Volley stuff, and then Kindred Fast 9, kind of, a comp that already exists. If lose streak, take Econ Augment, roll 2/3 for Bard, and angle Ahri reroll, Mal's reroll, A-Soul, Noxus reroll, Aphelios reroll. These are all lines. We can hopefully maybe get an Ahri reroll VOD over the next few days because I know this is kind of the hotness on PBE. And then in terms of forecast, he thinks Shadow is unplayable, AD Kais is unplayable, Yunara is not great because Wukong is too contested, AP Demoxia Flex is not sure, Veigar not sure but I think it's bad, Warwick good but Augments Emblem Reliant, Liz Sarah playable but not great, Slayers is Dark and Bow check, probably. So that is Yone Ioinia's meta read this far into here, let me get that light up so my head's nice and shining. This far into PBE. Okay, one more piece of housekeeping is congratulations to Adriel for winning my Tactician Academy tournament in 4 games. It was a very quick game where Adriel just popped off 3-1-2-1 and just won the entire tournament. So shout out to them. They are going to be getting $200 plus Secret, which is a month subscription to my new one-on-one coaching program that I'm going to be offering next set. So signups for this are not open yet, but I wanted to just let you guys know that this exists so that when signups drop, I'm going to be running only 8 slots for this, so it's going to be super small because it is a one-on-one coaching program where we do one-on-one coaching every other week. On the weeks that you're kind of off weeks, we have every single week we're going to have these weekly class-style sessions where I'm going to kind of like lecture and talk about a different topic each week, kind of like I'm thinking about it like kind of like a college class. First week is going to be, introductions, how to study, how to improve, and then as we get further into the course, prior to things like tournaments, we're going to be talking about how to prep for tournaments. We're going to be breaking down different fundamentals, probably do some VOD review each week as well. You're also, the really cool thing is that I'm going to be doing one-on-ones with people, but those one-on-ones I'm going to try to do live in call so that other people can join the call and listen in on the sessions, so you can not only learn from your own sessions, but learn from other people's sessions. So it's going to be a huge amount of one-on-one VOD review information that you're going to get access to, which is going to be really cool. Going to get this really nice progress tracking sheet. I used these in the past and people like them a lot. But it's just been hard to have time. That's my Google Drive, but you can see, boom, coaching tracking example here is an example of like exactly the type of sheet that you would get where each session we kind of go through, what stuff you did well on as far as fundamentals, highlight some big like takeaways from these, and then slowly across the course of the set, I'm even going to create some graphs to kind of help summarize this information as well. And then the last big thing is, access to all of my personal notes is another one as well. And the last big thing is that there's going to be mid-set and an end-of-set tournament for the people in that program. So just a very in-depth coaching program for people who want one-on-one coaching across the entire course of the set, want a lot of time dedicated to them, and to be able to guarantee that one-on-one coaching across the course of the set. So like I said, signups for that are not open right now. They are going to open up during PBE about a week before next set drops. So that will be like first week of April, or I guess like end of first week of April. Signups for that are going to drop going into next set, and then we will be doing that next set with the 8 people that end up. I am going to give priority to the people who are in my Tacticians Academy. So I guess if you're like super want to like guaranteed be in that, then I guess you could sign up for that. But I don't think we'll see. We'll see how many people from Tacticians Academy want to be in it, because like I said, it's only 8 slots. I'm not going higher than that to start this off. I really just want to see, what what I can do with this. And also it's just because it's one-on-one, I don't want to have too much demand. And obviously, you know, I might expand it at some point, but we're going to start with 8. All right. We're watching Kojnid here. He is like top 10 right now on the server, or on the PBE server. Starts off with this nice Slayer start here. Evolve and Overcome doesn't make that much sense. Though we do have the Joseph, which wouldn't be too bad here. Roll into Stars Are Born, Thorn-Plated. I mean, Stars Are Born in a spot like this where it gives you an opener, I kind of like. Almost looks like he was even looking at Evolve and Overcome, but then he sees the Stars Are Born and is, I mean, I don't think Thorn-Plated is very great. He's looking at, the BT. But yeah, ends up taking this and hits the Yasuo too, which is really, really important already. And we checked our Ionia. This was EXP Ionia, I believe. So we can play towards this and have him generate some gold to play with. But here is part 1 of this, is we have a Yasuo 2. We are already angling with these items on Yasuo 2 slammed into Yone. Now, Yone's unlock condition is one of the ones that has changed the most. This fake mid set that they have created. Yone is now an insane amount easier to unlock. You don't need to go down this Yasuo 3 route. All you need is a Yasuo 2 with 3 items equipped and pushing level 7. This is insane because Yone is a very, very strong unit, and people have realized this. So one of the reasons you saw Wei Iverson's meta review is that, you know, he thinks Wukong is so contested. Well, part of that is people are unlocking Yone, playing for this guy as a very, very solid item holder, and just doing that and having very, very good time with it. This also allows you to play very nicely into Ionia stuff, into, you saw Wei Iverson talk about Slayer stuff. There's just a lot that you can do here. We're holding on to this GP as a potential out here. So Kojnid using the power of this this upgraded Yasuo to win streak early. At some point we'll find Ionia, I guess, though not for a while here, because we are not even 2 Ionia units at this point. So we are waiting for that to show up. But once we do, we will be able to start getting some XP. And then once we hit level 7, we will get that really quick Yone unlock, which once again will stabilize the board really nicely, will allow us to push levels and play around that. So yeah, let's see where we go from here. We have the bow open here. Yone is a Titans Enjoyers type unit, so I imagine we would go for Titan Slam if we can get it. If we can't get that, maybe a GS would be solid. Kojnid really wants this Titans, and oh baby, a 3 cost with the Chain Vest is a beautiful pickup here off minions. He is also VOD reviewing this game in the middle of his other game. That's how much of a beast Kojnid is. I'm not gonna dip my feet too far into that. Do pick up Ionia here, and we are going to opt to play this. Yeah, we opt to not play it. He's saying, you know what? I need to win streak here. My board is actually going to be stronger playing this kind of stuff, and I would rather not lose my streak just to gain 1 EXP. I'd rather just keep the streak here. To be fair, we would have won this fight regardless, but to be doubly fair, you get a lot by playing Aphelios onto this board here. Okay, what is Kojnid? Okay, this part of the VOD is muted anyway because he was playing copyrighted music, so I can't even hear what he was yapping about. Okay, well, I guess we'll never know, but that's fine. We get to chill on this setup. Really nice positioning as well. You might say, what the heck is he doing? Why is he solo frontlining his blitz here and putting these guys 3rd row here? Well, a lot of it is when you are playing around melee carries, you want the enemy units to aggro onto your melee, your main tank, so that they don't aggro into melee carry. Because what happens if you do frontline this Briar here is sometimes, you know, a unit, say there's a unit in the corner here, it'll aggro into the Briar, very quickly kill this Briar because she's not a tank, and then by that point, Yasuo will have dashed forward, and Yasuo will end up eating aggro. So it's a very, very common setup when you do play around melee carries to try to ensure that your melee carries don't receive aggro by having your main tank take aggro. So that is the kind of idea there. So yeah. Also, yeah, never mind. But we get a 100 streak here. See, Midfeet's so bad. Oh my god. Did you guys see that? Midfeet so bad is 100 streaking here with savings account. How is that allowed? That is I've never in my life seen somebody 100 streak with savings account, and they're DCing and reseeing every 2 seconds. Just, I mean, they might just be a beast. I don't know what to say. Gets dropped another chain vest here and a rod here. We do get the Kennen unlock because these days Kennen is so easy to unlock. So that is going to be our level 6 on this board with Ionia. Yeah, I don't think you can. Yeah, I think this must be our board here. And we are going to to look at the Titan Slam here. Could be, oh my god, look at this. I mean, this is something you're going to see so much on the new patch, is really aggro levels like this. And why shouldn't we? This unlocks Yone for us to play with. We could very likely play 5, I assume we're going to play 5 Ionia on this board now that we get Yone unlock. And I mean, the board will be all the stronger for it. Wait, the only thing is he didn't actually slam a 3rd item on Yasuo, so we're not going to unlock Yone this round. I have to imagine that's a mistake. Must be that we accidentally didn't unlock here. Yeah, okay, and now he will slam an item here, so a little bit awkward. You probably just take oh, actually, he's not thinking of placebo. He's thinking, wow, branching out here. Freljord emblem. Okay, I mean, we can definitely make this work. There's a lot of inbuilt Freljord Ionia synergy, and it's unless we want a full reforge, and oh, we get Void. I think that's much worse, honestly. We do get an Ionic Spark to slam, which is also not amazing, but I think Kojnid's saying, you know what, a 3rd item is a 3rd item. Maybe this will help me kill some units. I can throw it onto like set later, and hopefully this will allow me to continue my streak because this fight is really close. We are going to lose. I think this is a not having Yone unlocked diff. Oh, no. I mean, that's a very sad. But okay, not the end of the world. We are still in an amazing spot econ-wise, and we are going to move the items over to the Yone. This is something that we saw happen in our VOD, I think 2 days ago, where Yone 1 is such a monster that you would still play him over the Yasuo. A little yucky from Kojnid as well here. He sells his tank last second, so he doesn't have a tank next to a Yone, so our Yone is actually going to get blown up here. All right, Kojnid playing a little fast and loose with it. This is a little bit of a Setsuko cosplay, I feel like, where he's just slamming items, doing whatever, and having mixed success with it, I would say, but all good. We are still, once again, very healthy with 5 Ionia. That is a Recombab into Wukong to Yunarzu. I don't know what to say about that. I must be quite honest there. That is pretty insane. Gonna pick up the glove here. Great component for Yone, for any other kind of like carry that we want to play on this board, so this looks nice. Do pick up Swain here, though. Is he what we want to play on this board? Usually the answer would be yes. Right now he just wants to keep defenders on this board and the Aphelios on the board, so this is just me what we play. Do a quick scout, and I'm pretty sure we scouted and saw Yone on this guy's board, on Ging's board, and then we like scouted another board. Okay, we went back to this board, so it was not 2 different Yone boards, but we do see Yone here, so that is just kind of hilarious that's something that, we're gonna have to deal with. Team plannering out here, thinking about, it's a very AD heavy lobby. We can unlock Skarner pretty much easily by just moving this Titan's Resolve down to any kind of caster or marksman. Another Yone here is huge for us. That is a really nice pickup, so we can potentially okay, well, maybe we'll skip through the current events from Kojnid, but good to stay updated on everything that's occurring in the world, I guess. Going to continue farming our EXP here, so very nice on our way to level 8. We are going to be going into next stage in a kind of odd XP situation, but really nice. Pops off the Edge of Night, throw that onto the Twisted Fate here. You can easily just sell this guy and feel good about picking up the Skarner as a potential play here. Going to throw the Titans onto the Yone as well, because we know that that's where that's going to go. Going to level for the Skarner here, and he knows that this line is so contested that we are going to roll really deep here. Just try to pick up some upgrades if we can here. Going to go for the set unlock. Going to make the Spark Slam here. We have gonna go for the full reforge, actually make Gwinsu and then TG and then Bruiser Emblem, I imagine. Yep, Bruiser Emblem TG. Gonna come down here. The Bruiser Emblem works out pretty nicely on this board. A little bit of a scuffed transition. We only have 6 Ionia on board right now, but we do have the Yone with triple items. This Gwinsu is going to be a really nice last 3rd item on him. Help get the Titans stacked up. Help, the Edge of Night will help him live. Imagine it's Mess Hall even these days, but we'll see. Think about exclusive to just get a good tank item. And there is the Yone 2, which is going to stabilize us really nicely here. Gonna fit 7 Ionia on the board. And think about the Swain, but Opposite just still played the defender here and looks for tank item. Gets Evan Stroud here, which is exactly what you would want in this spot. Would love to move Bruiser's Bat over to Wukong, but he's already a Bruiser, so I don't think we can worry too much about that. We still don't have Shen, which is kind of funny. Oh wait, we do actually have Shen. We're just not fitting him onto this board just because it doesn't really matter, I guess. 3 Bruiser is the same as 2 Bruiser, and we think he's a worse unit than playing like a random oh my god, Xin Zhao. Yeah, so that's the idea. Odessa here, this guy kind of stole my name, actually. Odessa? Kind of sus. We're going to pick up the Nico here onto this board, giving us Defender and the Arcanist, so pretty happy to play around that. And, I mean, we're just going to coast the rest of this stage, right? We've managed to find Yone 2, and this guy is just a disgusting stabilizer here. Going to move the TG over to the set now that it's rolled. Acceptable items. He's just going to do a lot of work here. And, yeah, I mean, it's nice. I think some people will be feel a little bit at home in this board, but it's a little twist on a common classic. When you go to like an Asian fusion restaurant in your town, and they're like, we got something, we got tacos, but we did them a little differently here. We're tacos, but we use a bun for your taco instead because we're doing a little Asian fusion. That's what we got right here. We have Ionia, but instead of playing around your usual Yunara carry, we're playing around Yone as our carry, which has been opened up this patch, which I think is just, I mean, a cool added flexibility to this patch here. And there's going to be so many things like this where, boom, we can just play Yone as our main carry. So many outs. I think for the first week of the patch, a lot of people have not been playing a lot of PB, and that's me, myself included. I'm probably going to stream on Wednesday and have my head explode because there are just so many more options now these days. You can play into whatever without having to have the opener for it. And look at this, Garen in Team Planner here. Why is Garen in our Team Planner? He's not an Ionia unit. Well, our favorite unit, we talked about it last VOD review, is Sylas. And Sylas, so easy, literally just free to unlock this guy by just holding some Garens on your bench, hitting a Garen 2, sell that, boom, we get there. And if we want to play him onto our board, he is going to fit in that exact spot that the Nico is going to fit into. So remember, any board that plays Nico wants to play Sylas because he is just Nico. But better. And so that's going to be our dream, is that Sylas is going to replace Nico on this board, fit Defender plus Arcanist onto the board. Really, really nice. Another Yone here. Not going to be a Yone 3 because there's that other guy with Yone 2. But, maybe down the line we end up picking up, that guy ends up dying. Or we could even just do the double Yone thing, one of those units that people are definitely interested in fielding copies of. At this point, we can look for Sylas items, we can look for set items. Either one would be JG, I guess. Do find Hodge if we wanted here, but looking like it will just be the JG here. Tier goes there, and the TG is going to move over to the Yasuo right now because it rolled LW, which is not the world's best set item, and it's pretty good. These are kind of great items onto Yasuo here. Set obviously being positioned in the kind of standard set position, put him off on an island by himself so that he goes into his sit-ups as quickly as possible. And we are actually going to get cleared by a Warwick board. Is the doggy back? Wow, midfeed actually wins this fight pretty confidently. So cool to see that. We're going to push 9 here, kind of mostly just because we are so rich. We can roll down here, try to find some upgrades on this board. Also going to start looking like we're pivoting out of the 7 Ionia into better stuff here. And a little bit of I mean, we just get Defender there in at the last second here. I mean, 7 Ionia not really necessary on this board anymore. Have a lot more stuff that can come out here. But still, Yone picking up a nice fight win here against this Golemify board, or Dumbify as it should actually be called. But yeah, a lot of stuff still left to find here. Pick up the Kindred here, who could be a nice in on this board. I don't know if we will play it. Shiv, a great in, and so that's just going to come in over the Nico slot. Very, very nice here. But we still need that Defender back in, and he's praying. He's trying to find that Garen so that we can unlock the... He looked at my last VOD review and saw, roll once and hit a Sylas and said, oh, it's just that easy. And now he's trying to do it himself. No, obviously not. But he's having some trouble finding that third Garen, which is a little bit annoying. The upside is our board's still pretty good. We're still quite strong, level 9. The set is almost going to clean things up, but we are going to take a loss here. Kojnid kind of sad here by this. We really want to get there. And yeah, he's seeing Garen 2 out. He's like, why aren't you guys selling your Garens, unlocking Sylas? Why are you holding them on your bench? We need to sell all of them so that we can unlock our Garens. And yeah, going to be a little bit sad here. Going to pick up a Titans here with the idea that it can go onto set. This is what we need as last set item here. We do finally pick up the Garen, which will allow the Sylas unlock, and we'll find the Wukong too. So now we can move the TG over to the Sylas here, get Sylas onto our board, get all these traits in. Aura can just come out for the Sylas here and just play the double Arcanist. This is so funny. It's reminiscent of, sometimes you would play a board that has a Juggernaut on it, And you would end up cutting all your Juggernauts, you know, on a Void board, cutting Cho'Gath to just play the 2 good Juggernauts. You would end up playing, you know, the Shyvana and the Swain. And the same thing happening here, where you have an Arcanist that you naturally play on this board in Ahri. But why would we play an Arcanist that fits on the board when we could just play the 2 good Arcanists? We could play Swain and we could play Sylas here. So makes a lot of sense, but is a very funny similar idea there, where, you know, Ahri fits on the board very nicely, but we don't care about 4 Arcanists. We don't care about 3 Arcanists. Might as just well play 2 and play the 2 good ones. And that's what we're going to do here. Rotate into a nice Rise board. This is one of those kind of like Freljord Rise boards that Wajan Iverson talked about, though not 100% actually. I want to go back and look at this board after we beat it, because it was a close fight here. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's just Rise Volley, but what's tripping me up is this Mel Medarda Seraphine combo that we're playing, because we have Piltover plus Noctis Emblems. This patch is going to be crazy. I am looking at a board with a Volibear, with a Rise, pretty standard, and then we just have a Mel Medarda on the board as well. I mean, I cannot wait to play this patch. It just looks so fun, so flexible. And Wednesday is when it drops, so very, very soon you guys will have your hands on this and be able to play on the same patch the regionals players are playing on, which, I mean, oh my god, we made it through. This was like and honestly, I was gonna say this is like the slight like kind of off-season, like middle, where like nothing's going on for TFT. But it wasn't even like that, because I set up my own tournament to run in that time, which was really, really fun. But now that we've you know, this weekend has occurred, we got next weekend, which is going to be regionals, and then regionals week 2, and then I think like 1 weekend break, and then we have Worlds, and then we have the next set. And my god, I am counting the days on my watch, not because I am bored of this set. There's still, I mean, this set is going to go absolutely crazy, but because next set's going to be our set. Not just my set, but our set, which we are going to talk about. I cannot wait to share everything that I got in the cooker for you guys. But I mean, it's gonna be crazy. Pick up the Sylas too, so we're gonna move items over to him. Kind of interesting that he actually prefers the Bruiser Spout on Sylas over the Titans, but just saying, you know what, it's extra HP onto Sylas, it's extra everything. This is pretty bad positioning for us. Their Yone aggro's onto our Yone. Luckily, we have the Edge of Night here, and Sylas is also gonna do a ton of work, so we maybe are gonna get destroyed, because the problem is their Sylas is also gonna do a ton of work here. Getting a little bit of a deja vu watching these 2 boards fight each other, but hey, it just goes to show there will still be very, very classic, very solid versions of comps that exist out there. You know, just because the game becomes more flexible doesn't mean we're going to get into a world where there is just no cookie cutter comps that exist here. And this is looking like a very, very nice one. And wowza, look at this solo frontlining so that we get the set to do his sit-ups faster, and is actually might be okay from an aggro perspective. Sylas doing a lot of work here. Yeah, and just immediately deleted his Yone. Wow. Is Kojnid a positioning beast? That fight, I mean, was just completely swung by positioning. We do kind of need a Marshred. I don't know where that it would go, though. We could also just pick up a Shyvana item. I feel like I opted to just take Vow here to get Shyvana casting. Yeah, makes sense. Could also have picked up just a Sylas item and moved Bruiser Spat finally, but looks like he really does just like this here. And yes, says, you know what, there's not that much of a need for Skarner on this board. I might as well just play the double Sylas here with the Vow with the Titans. Whoa! Actually, wait, this makes a lot of sense here. We're rotating into the Rise board. This board's all AP, so yeah, no need for the other one. And just the amount of CC that you get out of Sylas, the amount of damage you get out of him is huge. Problem is our first Sylas dies really, really quick here, but Yone trying to hold the line with second Sylas is going to pick up this win here. Gonna kill off Odessa, and oh my god, it's a double kill for first place for Kojnid here. Crazy, crazy, crazy game, but just beautifully played from him. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check my Twitch, my Metafy, all my other links down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching as always.